Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out to the show, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on Friday on our YouTube channel, and we have a podcast that comes out every Tuesday that has gone back to the beginning of the campaign and just launched episode 5. So you can find all the information for that on our website, castingrolesilm.com. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So ticket takers, it is the day before the king's birthday officially happens, and the masquerade ball that you've been looking forward to all week. And even though there've been a smattering of events this week in Alyria with circuses and mob lords and trials and unmasking evil wizards and all kinds of things, you have found yourself today in a standard museum heist. Standard for D&D. The first bit of the heist went really well with Marlo and Abel and Saurus being able to kind of read the room, and Juri reading the room and seeing what was going on with trying to get these arms of subversion out. Marlo doing some fantastic rogue work to disable a trap in order to get the World Spark or the Everspark for Abel. But then your partner in this heist, Jaren Pohl, unfortunately rolled a 4 on his saving throw and set off the alarm. And where we left last night, you were being funneled by these walls of force that were pushing everything into the center point of the museum and then down onto the bottom of the opening chamber and first floor with the large central fountain. So to kind of outline what we're looking at here. So as you're looking, this room has, let me see, what's the number? Okay, so it has 8 of those orbs. There's 2 here on the back wall that once the trap had started, they were sending a beam of light towards the front door. So there's 2 beams of light that are hitting the front door from this back wall. And then the other 8 or the other 6 are spread around the outer walls. And then the central statue, 8 orbs popped up on the central statue, but I'm going to pull it out of the way so it's not blocking our view. And so just know that the statue also has these orbs that have popped up on it. So looking here at the beginning, what I need everybody to do is roll initiative so we can figure out who's moving in what space to try to escape from this situation.
Do you need me to do that since I'm in the shadow fold, or am I separate?
Yeah, go ahead and roll just so we know what we can do with you on your turn there, Source. And I need to roll for Jaren. Natural 20 with the glass die. First roll.
Wow.
Noise.
Hey, Jaren, where was that last time?
Oh my God.
It's because I gave him new dice.
Jace got me some dice.
Listen, when I give people dice, they kill.
Very nice.
And I gave these to Josh, so the guards will do better. Really want that for you.
For the guards.
Nice. All right. So, all right. Anybody 25 to 20?
22 for Kaimana.
All right, so
20.
Jaren goes first, then Kaimana. All right.
Oh, I got a 20.
20 for Marlo. Okay. 19 to 15.
Nope.
Okay. All right. And then 14 to 10.
13.
All right.
13.
Saurus and then Juri, because I think Saurus's dex is higher.
Saurus's dex is definitely higher than mine.
Which puts Abel. What did you roll, Abel? A 4. Okay, so Abel's at the back.
Aw, just like Jared.
All right. So once the orbs activate, what Jaren's going to use is his action. He's going to make an Arcana check here just to see with his action to see if he can discern what's happening with the room. Let me pull up his skills. All right. Nice, 25 on his Arcana check. So Jaren's kind of scanning the room, and you can see like he's reading like the weave of the spell that's being cast in this space. And he turns to look at you, Abel, and he says, I think it's down to us. We have to disactivate the 2 orbs at the back in order to unlock the door. And he's going to start setting off in that direction. So he's got 30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's setting off towards those 2 orbs in the back. So that he can, and I'm going to do an aerial shot so it's a little easier for you all to see. So he is setting off in that direction. So that's Jaren's turn. Kamana.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay, all right. So you now have Mirror Image. So you'll watch as these kind of blurry visions of Kaimana pop up around him. Do you want to make any movement? You're right next to the door, Kaimana. Do you want to make any movement there?
Look at it. Try to move towards an exit.
Okay, so the only exit that's open is the one that you're at, and
okay.
Standing in front of it, you can tell that there's this glimmering sheen of magic that's
washed
over the
right.
door right now.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't open the door, but you are there. So once it's released, you'll be the first one at the door if you stay where you are right now.
I would like to go to Abel.
Okay. He's right next to you.
And can I say that, like, I'm going to use my remaining movement to, like, stick with him wherever he moves?
Sure, we can do that. You can just, like, you don't weigh very much, so maybe you claw into his backpack so that you move with him when he moves. That'll work.
Okay, yeah, and I'm going to take the help action.
All right, or you can hold that for yourself, and then
and that whenever Abel's got something coming up, I'm gonna
awesome for advantage.
Help him with that. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, that takes us to Marlo.
I don't know what I can do here. I'm going to. So Abel needs to get to the back orbs.
Yeah, and Jaren seems to be heading towards this back corner over here, so Abel's probably needing to head to this back corner.
I will head to the back orb that Jaren's going for.
Okay.
And with bonus action dash, I'm gonna get all the way there. And I will hold my action to help Jaren with whatever check he's about to make here.
Sounds good. All right. So that takes us to initiative count 20, right after Marlo. So the first round of the room's actions will occur. So the first thing you notice is that the orb on this wall here and this orb, the beams connecting them begin to glow brighter, and a wall of energy, not a wall of energy, well, yeah, a 10-foot wall of energy shoots across the room and separates here, connecting through the statue, and connects there. So there's a 10-foot wall of energy that's there, cackling with force. Or not cackling, because that would be laughing. Crackling with force. At the same moment, there are statues all along the outer perimeter here, and you see one come off the wall here, and then another one animates and comes off the wall here. And let's see. This one's going to go ahead and move towards Jaren, and this one moves this direction to the wall, and then stops at the wall. So the one against Jaren's going to make an attack. That's hits. I like your dice. So Jaren takes...
Goes both ways, man. You know?
Jaren takes 9 points of damage.
There's walls of force, walls of fire. This is a wall of USB.
These are walls of USB. I was like, there you go. All right. So that is... Oh, and then the orbs on the statue. You see 3 of them like light up, and they're going to make 3 beam attacks. One at Abel.
That's not great.
That is a 22 to hit, Abel.
I I guess I can shield.
Okay, so you shield, so it hits your shield. Interesting effect. I need you to make a intelligence saving throw.
Jesus Christ. This is just going to be a meat grinder.
You are the best person to make these.
Yes.
True.
You got advantage.
Advantage?
You can use Kaimana's help here, or you can wait and use it later. It's up to you. If you want, to save Kaimana's help for your, if you want to save Kaimana's help for your actual round, or you can use it here for the intelligence saving throw.
Tell me what a 15 does, and then I'll tell you.
I'll just say it. 15 is a success. So what you see is that the beam hits the shield, and for a moment, it almost looks like the shield is beginning to disintegrate as the beam is destroying the magic of your casting. But you power through, and the shield reactivates and blocks the attack.
Oof.
It seems that this is specifically geared towards taking out spellcasters.
Well, this just sucks.
All right, so next magical energy that it reads is Juridan. So it's gonna make one beam attack against you, Juridan. That's not gonna hit. That is a 11. That's not gonna hit you.
It misses.
And then the third beam is gonna shoot out towards. Well, Jaren's there, so Jaren, that will hit Jaren.
No.
He takes 7 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, not my man.
All right. So that ends the room's first round. Saurus. So while all this is happening downstairs, Saurus is like, you bamf out for a moment and you find yourself in that shadowy copy of this room, like the distant sounds of wailing in the distance. You can see the tethers floating off in all directions from you. You're on the second floor of the place, and none of those force walls are present because you're in a completely different plane of existence. What would you
Okay,
like to
so
do?
there's not like a ghost of them that I could pull a tether on.
No, the force walls, no. They're just because they're just magical effects that are occurring in the prime plane, and that doesn't transfer over to the Shadowfell.
I'm gonna head to the back door.
Okay, so the one you guys entered in. All right, so
Yeah.
are you going to use your full movement?
No, I will only use 100 feet of my movement, not the full 150.
That will take you to the back, to the room that's heading into the back door. So you're still about 35 feet or so to that back entrance.
Okay. Do I see any weird tethers? Basically, this is an alarm system. There's got to be an off panel somewhere.
Okay, make a perception check.
And we're in the shadow fold, so I use my shadow dice, which I need my glasses on to read. What am I doing? Perception?
This is perception check, yeah.
Okay, that is 17.
17. So what it does seem is that the tethers are attracted in some way to magical forces that could potentially open rifts, and any kind of magic could potentially open a rift between these two very closely related planes. And all of the tethers that you do notice that seem to have direction, that aren't just like shooting off into the distance of the Shadowfell, do seem to be centered back towards the main hallway.
Okay. I'm going to step of the wind, and I will move 40 feet, so I have not gone my full movement.
Okay.
So I stay in this plane.
Okay.
And I'm going to follow those lines.
Okay, so you're going to head back towards the thing. And so you kind of end up on the balcony that's overlooking this main hallway, but I'm going to put you on the map, but you are still not on this plane of existence. All right.
Can I see where they're going to? Are they all like pulling down into that center area?
Yeah,
or...
the 8 orbs around the statue itself seem to be the orbs that are controlling all of the magic that's happening in this room.
Okay. Well, I've used my action, I've used my bonus action, I've used my movement, so that's it for me.
Okay, all right. And you're still in the shadow because you didn't use your full movement. Good, all right. Juridan.
Okay. So sorry, remind me. So this force wall,
It's a
it seemed
10-foot
like
wall of force that's separating or dividing this room.
did it seem like casting through it wasn't effective is what we established with
I
the
don't think
beam?
anybody has
Or-
tried. Yeah.
Okay, and knowing what we know about the orbs from doing all the checks we did on them, would the shatter spell, if I used it on it, possibly like disrupt the runes on them?
So a you guys didn't try to like impact the actual orbs themselves, but the runes are on the stone around the runes. So potentially doing damage to the stone could disrupt the runes, perhaps. Yeah.
I think before we left, I said that I had pulled out my Force Ballista and was taking shots.
You did take a shot, yeah. So let's.
Did we?
So go ahead and just we'll retcon it from it, so we know we have that information.
No, that's
go ahead and
good.
make an attack roll against one of the orbs, Abel.
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Tell me how it goes. I need to know.
As soon as I found my Force Ballista in my D&D, shoot, it's taking too long. Okay, it's it's a 17 plus something, so that's
that'll hit. It's 20 to hit, so you have more than a +3 on it.
I know, hold on, let me find it. Actions.
Because you have a +5 to intelligence, so.
Ooh. Where? Okay, so plus 9, so it's 26.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 2d6 or 2d8 plus that would be 16 damage.
16. Okay, I'm gonna roll a save for the orb. Okay, that's not gonna. So you shoot, and so this is when you guys are falling off the balcony at the beginning. So we're kind of like back in time a little bit.
Yes.
And the beam of energy, of force energy, connects directly with the orb, and you see for a moment that the orb almost tries to absorb the energy, but then it can't maintain its integrity, and it shatters. And Abel, with your perception and your just latent investigative nature, you see this fine particulated shards of some kind of matter pour out of the orb, a crystalline bluish glass that seems to have been ground into a fine powder.
Coming from the orb.
Yes.
That was the damage.
The color, the quantity of it very much bears a resemblance to powdered zephrysite.
Oh
my
zephrysite
God.
is like useful for everything, man. It's a cure-all.
All right, so fast forwarding, Juri. So you did see Abel successfully destroy one of the orbs, but you don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna try to cast Shatter on them because it's, I think, 60 foot. I have range on. I'm trying to go for the ones on the back wall.
The two that are casting the beams.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the actual width of the shatter?
It is a 10-foot spear.
Okay, so you could get one of them because they're like 40 feet apart from each other.
One is good. I want to make sure.
Okay.
So I will cast. This is third level.
Saving throw.
Con save 16 is what it has to
So it
cost.
failed the saving throw, but go ahead and roll the damage because then it has to make a separate Constitution check to see if the spell so the spell hits. It's just a matter of whether it actually impacts the orb.
21 damage.
21 damage. Okay, so what you cast out, and this is the one that's like powering the front door entrance.
Yes.
And you watch the spell energy hits, and you see just like this break of energy across the whole wall, and you see for a moment like that the area around the orb kind of shakes for a moment, and then smashes back into position, and the orb stays in place. It's succeeded on its con save to maintain,
not be shattered.
To not be shattered.
Got it.
But you did do there's a massive like crack and break on this back wall, and it's like, take that, Tarlo Whistleton, on the back wall.
Museum.
All right, do you want to move or do anything on your turn there, Juri?
I'm gonna stay by this door.
Okay.
I very much would like to leave as soon as we are able.
All right, and speaking of able, your turn.
Oh wow, yeah. So I've got my Force Ballista out. I want to action. Hold on, let me do this. Sorry. Nope, I don't think I'll do that one. I'll go ahead and bonus action and do a Force Ballista shot.
Okay. What are you
At
targeting?
I don't want to waste it and try to cast through this thing. I'm going to try to take out the statue that's harassing Jaren.
Okay, go ahead and roll against the statue.
Let me so I aim my elephant that's cocked and loaded. And let's see. It's 19 to hit.
That hits.
And 2d8. Oh, I forgot my arcane firearm damage on the other thing, but it's fine.
That's okay.
Duchess. Oh my gosh. I rolled double ones. 8 damage.
Okay.
From the force.
So the force.
Wait, and I got another d8 for the arcane firearm plus 3 from the arcane firearm.
Okay, so you impact, and this statue blasts apart and crumbles onto the ground behind Jaren, and he turns and looks at you and just gives you a nod.
It's crumbled. Those were pretty weak statues.
Yes, they are.
I nod back. Well, nod and a wink. So
and I'm like, the orb's able.
Yes, let me focus. And then I think Shatter worked for Juri, so I'm going to cast Shatter at the opposite orb.
Okay, the one in front of Jaren.
Yeah, the one that.
Okay, so it has to make a
Juri.
save.
Am I in range of that shatter?
Yes.
No, because I placed it to where it wouldn't.
Okay, you can place it off to the side, and it will not hit.
You can hit me. It's fine.
No.
You say that all of that means
It always
Mar
is fine. It's always
That's it. It made a 17, so it's saved from the spell.
If it beats it, beats it. Yeah.
Okay. But it still takes half damage, because it's saved on the spell, it gets advantage on its con to see if the spell actually affects it.
Okay.
Well, that's only a. Well, that failed its save. So depending on how much damage you do here.
So that's 18 shatter damage plus another 7 from the firearm. That's 25.
25 reduced to
Half
12.
it.
Okay, so the spell hits, and you see like cracks form, and they kind of crack into the background of the orb.
Second level,
but the
by the
orb
way.
itself doesn't explode, but it did impact it, so it did take some damage, and it looks like it's on faulty landing right now. That another hit might set it off.
Okay. And how close am I to Juri?
You're about 10 feet from Juri.
Okay. I just let it be known that like we might want to collect those orbs if we have time.
Are you
It
going to
will
move
focus.
towards the
An interesting experiment. I don't want to go through that force wall because I know you mean like try to go through the force wall.
Are you going to move towards Jaren that way? So you're
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer to Jaren. I think.
What a surprise.
All right.
He went to Charon's.
All right, which takes us to Jaren's turn. And so Jaren kind of looks, and he's like, "Huh, this looks like you can't go through it." And you see he like casts a spell for a moment, and then puts his hands down, and the two orbs on his wrists light up, and then blast him off as he casts Jump. And he flies about 20 feet into the air, and then lands on the other side, and then runs up to this orb. That was his action, though, so he is going to, but he's in position for the next round. All right, Kaimana.
Yeah, I guess now that we know the orbs are what need to be taken out. And we'll figure this out later, but I'll shoot a ice knife at one of the orbs.
Okay, do you want to target one of the ones on the wall here, the statue, or...
The statue's the easiest one for me to see, right?
Yes, and yeah, because the other, there's orbs on the wall around you that haven't quite activated fully yet, but the statue's the one that was pelting your friends in the last round.
Yeah, and it's going to be the statue.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. See if it hits.
18.
18, that'll hit. Let's see if it makes the save. Okay. So you launch the ice knife and it flies through the air and it impacts with the orb, but the moment the ice energy hits, you just see it absorb the ice energy into itself. It succeeded on the save.
Okay.
But that was a good attempt. Are you going to stay here by the door, Kaimana, to keep a watch and an eye?
I thought it was with Abel.
Oh, that's right. You did go with Abel because you're on his back. So you're riding along.
A second set of eyes.
Yep.
A third set of eyes. The Nazi's got to be somewhere.
And later, Josh, let's talk about like what you would count as like weight on someone, because I'm wondering about Kaimana like riding on people's backs in combat.
I don't know how much. Kaimana doesn't weigh more than like 40 pounds.
He also has
and he is treated as a smaller creature.
Yeah, I have the nimble trait, so I can move through the space of any creature one size larger than me.
I would say like, as long as the person's not doing anything super, like if they try to dash, that could become a problem. But just normal movement, I would say it probably doesn't impact.
So if we got a papoose, it would be okay.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, which takes us to Marlowe. You're here with Jaren at the back door, or at the back orb.
I don't get the sense that any melee attacks would affect these things, right?
It seems that everything so far, just from what's happening, that everything has been geared towards magic. Because what the traps were set up in such a way that a mundane thief would really struggle with them. So what they set this for was preventing magic users from effectively being able to rob the place.
I'm just I'll just help Jared again.
Okay, so you're there to help. Do you want to hold your action to help?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right,
Nice.
So you're holding action to help Jaren in the event that he gets to that point. All right, cool. Which takes us to the room. So what happens here? So the first thing is that.
Oh, can I also? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
If you'll let me do this.
Yep.
Can I position myself in the way of an orb, like if in the line of an orb and Jared, because I think I would have caught on by now that the orbs are targeting magic users.
Okay, yeah, so you can kind of interpose between him and the ones on the statue.
Yes.
And do that.
I mean, and
Nice.
they might move, but at least like I can put myself there for now.
All right. So room. First thing happens is that 2 more orbs activate and another wall spreads here to here.
Oof. Oh, that's such an oof.
And then you watch as Marlowe, like right next to you, one of the statues pops out here. And then another statue here. This one's going to run towards you, Juridan, because you're the only one closest. This one, sensing that people are at the back wall, is going to move this way. This one's going to move in towards Jaren, who does seem like the bigger threat here for the orb, and misses.
That is a first.
And then for Juridan, the attack against you. Okay, Juri, that is a 17 to hit.
Hits. Absolutely hits.
Okay, so you take 6 points of slashing damage as this statue kind of slams down on you with a sword. All right.
It's not the worst thing ever.
No. All right. So that is. Oh, and then the statue is going to make 3 shots. So 1 at Abel. Abel, that's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
It's 11 points of force damage in your direction.
Louise, man.
1 at Juridan. That'll miss, Juri. That's only 11.
Yay.
And 1 at Jaren, but you're in the way, Mar, so this is coming your direction.
Yeah.
That is a 23.
Yep.
10 points of force damage.
Ouch.
All right, so that is the room. Next up, Saurus. You can see vague, like hints, like you can't see your friends, but you can see the vague hints of like tethers coming off from where your friends would be located in the room, and then all of the tethers kind of heading towards that central space.
I'd like to go to where these things, the confluence of these things are.
Okay, so how much movement do you have left before you hit your full movement?
Starting fresh.
No, because it's like unless you pull another tether.
I'm gonna need to pull another tether.
Okay, so you pull
because I've only
another
got
tether.
10 feet.
So you're now at.
Be careful, Soren.
Is it
3?
3 now? Okay, and so you
Yep.
move. So you jump off of the balcony and you come up here, and you can see the confluence of the tethers kind of impacting in this area. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Shadowlands. That's a 7.
7. Okay, you're all right for now. All right.
So Soren's on the floor like above us?
No, he dropped down to.
Oh, sorry,
He's
okay.
on the statue, but still you can't see him. But
Yeah, he's on
on the statue. Yeah. All right. So you're looking at the statue here, Source, and there's kind of like 8 points where these orbs or the tethers seem to be kind of like coalescing.
Can I basically pull the heart out?
Okay, so you want to try to. Well, so there's 8 kind of separate points. Like each of those orbs kind of has a bundle of tethers that seem to be pulling from those spaces. You don't know what would happen if you disabled one, but there's not like a central point.
Can I pull all 8 at once?
You could probably reach 2 hands.
Oh. Okay, let me pull 2.
Okay, go ahead and make a. Let's see, what is the shadow thing? Let's make it a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom. Oh, I have decent wisdom. Dirty 20.
Okay, that works. So you pull 2, and like you watch as like the bundles, it's almost like ripping out like Mandragora by its roots. Like it's just like pulling, and then it rips out, and you just watch like the bundle of tethers on each of those points just dissipate. You now have 5 tethers wrapped around you. And so anything else you want to do on your turn?
I can't bonus action pull more, can I?
No, stop.
If you would like to spend a key point as a flurry of blows, I'd let you pull one more.
Don't do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
No!
Go ahead and roll again another wisdom saving throw.
Saurus is sketchy and I love it.
No!
So fucking sketchy.
Another dirty 20.
Okay, so you rip out another one. You have 6 tethers now, and that one also vanishes. All right, so moving to Juri. So flashing back into the the material plane. Juri, as you're kind of looking, you've got this statue at your face, but you notice like these like flashes to your right, and you just glance over at the statue, and you see 3 of the orbs like suddenly shatter. And the Zephyrsite crystals on the statue pour out and spread out along the floor. So there's now only 5 orbs on the statue.
Seems like help from beyond the veil.
All right. So Juridan, what would you like to do with your turn?
I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I cast Shatter on those back ones again.
Okay, so you're going to aim at the one opposite. Go ahead and so it makes a Constitution.
Yeah, the one that Jaren's not on.
Okay, so that's a 1 on the save. So the spell does hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right, come on, damage. Give me some good damage.
And then we'll see.
I got a 17.
We'll see if it absorbs the effect of the magic.
17, which is not a great roll.
What's your spell save DC?
It is 16 con for that.
Okay, so you watch as like the shatter hits the back wall, and it had already impacted, and so this back wall crumples backwards and just blows behind it and just crumbles into the room at the back. But the orb is still floating in space there. But then you watch for a moment as the shatter spell reverberates back and hits the orb, and it cracks, and Zephyrsite shards fly everywhere.
Yes.
The beam of light that was going from that one to the front door fades, and you can just kind of see that the shimmering energy blocking the door kind of jolts for a moment, and then it's still shining, but it's shining much duller than it was a moment ago.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm like holding this stupid statue away from me, and I'm like, Jerry, I really need you to get the other one, buddy. I really need you to get that other one.
Abel, that takes us to you.
Okay, so I don't want to try to cast through this thing. So can I, as an action, cast Spider Climb
Yeah.
on myself?
Okay.
So I'm going to activate my little spider boots and climb up the wall. And I want to get over high enough to get over the wall of force and then walk on the other side.
Okay.
And as a burnish action, I want to try to take out the other orb.
With your Force Ballista?
Yes.
Okay,
So
go
wait, which orbs are left?
Well, so there's still the orb. So the orbs that are controlling the force walls are still all up, except for the one that you destroyed earlier, which hadn't activated yet anyway. But there's only one of the orbs that's blocking the front door still up.
All right, whichever one is blocking the front door, that's the one I want to.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Force Ballista. I can never find them because I click too much in D&D Beyond
Artificer
while I'm trying to
problems.
make a plan. Okay, that's a 10. And then it was.
Did you still have your inspiration too?
Oh yeah, I never
Yeah,
used
What
it.
happened?
Everyone had an inspiration who didn't use it yet. I think
Oh, thank you.
someone.
I don't think
who's
any of
left
us have
theirs-
ever used an inspiration.
Well, you all
I
have
think Mar
one. I think-
used it when they
I
used
used
their-
mine during one of the intelligence checks.
yes, but I
Yes.
think all the other ones of you, I believe, have inspiration
You do,
because I
yes.
wasted all of mine. So please use it if you need it.
So I rolled a 19 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage, and then I'll roll its save to see if it absorbs the attack.
Okay. 2, 8. Okay, so that's 19 force damage plus
Okay.
another D8 from the firearm.
So you watch as Abel jumps onto the
24
wall
seconds.
and runs sideways along the wall above the force wall, and as he's falling out of the air, points the elephant and releases the force ballista, and it blasts forward and hits the orb. And for a moment, the orb's trying to absorb the force of the blast, but it's too much, and it shatters and rains Zephyrsite crystals all over Jaren's face as he's looking at it. And so, but then this beam of energy fades, and the front door is now mundane.
Yes.
All right.
Run!
Good. Which takes us to the top, Jaren. And he kind of looks back and he's like, nice work, Abel. Now it's getting out. And he's going to take a quick stab at this person here. Not this person, this thing. Let's see. So he breaks out his, he has you see him pull this stick off of his back, and he slams it down and it extends out into a full-length spear. And then he's going to make an attack at him. That hits.
Abel impressed.
All right, 9 points of damage. So this one crumbles shatters into pieces next to you. Oh, sorry, Abel. Crumbles and shatters there. And then let's see how long jump is active. Because if it's still active, he's going to use it for his movement. I think it lasts for... One minute. Yeah. So then he kind of turns and he puts down his hands again, and he's going to make a leap, and he leaps over this wall and lands here, and then gets to this next wall, and is heading towards the front entrance. All right, Kaimana, you are on Abel's back, and you just ran with him along the wall. All right.
Yeah, so in this case, I'll aim for one of the nearby eyeballs.
Okay, so the orb next to you that's casting the force that has the wall. Go ahead and you're throwing an ice knife at it again.
Yeah, I'll do another ice knife.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
22.
That hits. Let's see if it absorbs. Ugh, that's an 18 on its save. So the ice impacts and it just sucks into the energy, and you all watch as the force wall shimmers for a moment and turns blue.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You're gonna stay on Abel's back, Kaimana.
That's working out so far.
All right. All right, which takes us to Marlo. You've just been abandoned by Jaren, who you were helping.
I'm glad I helped him twice and he never used it.
I know.
No, I'm not bitter with you.
No.
You're NPC? Perhaps. I'm gonna. I mean, is there a clear shot to the door?
So there are 10-foot force walls blocking your path to the door.
Ugh.
Wait, where's Mar?
Right next to you.
Oh,
I'll yell at you, Mar, and I'll be
Wait,
like,
how did I?
because you went before the walls went up,
Yes.
and then the walls came up after you. But I'll yell at you. I can get you out if you need.
so if we're looking straight down at it, the exit is
Right.
to the.
Yeah, where I am.
Oh, I went the opposite direction.
Well, you went to the orb.
Yeah.
You had to fight the orbs.
Because you wouldn't have been able to hit the orb with the force ballista because the wall would have absorbed the.
Yeah, okay.
The reason Shatter worked is because it's a spell that is a point you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an orb still by me?
So there are. Yeah. So the orb that's maintaining the force wall that Kaimana just tried to ice knife is nearby.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to that.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna do is this is so dumb and stupid and
You
silly.
got this. You got this.
Oh, this is simply foolish. All right, Josh. Hear me out.
Okay.
Water net.
Okay.
And what I want to do is try to grapple this thing and then slam it really hard on the ground.
Okay.
Because it's magical, so I feel
It is
like
a magical
perhaps
effect, yeah.
that will do something.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll against it.
Okay.
Because I think the water net says like when you make an attack.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Is that a homebrew
Okay.
spell?
It's part of Wave Dancer.
So it's homebrew.
So that's a 20-something.
That hits. Make its Constitution save. That's
Strength save,
so-
actually.
Well, the orb makes a Constitution save to see if the magical effect takes hit.
Okay, okay.
It
I
released. It made it save. So you
Well-
strike and you release this wave torrent of water energy, and you watch as it just gets sucked into the orb.
All right, let's try this. Lightning on sword, hit it.
Okay, go ahead and make another attack roll.
Because that's magical.
Yes, and it's a magical effect. Yeah.
21.
Okay, let's see. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something's happening. 18 points of damage.
Okay, so you all watch as this orb shatters, and the line that's there, it's still connected to the statue at the center,
Okay.
but only half of that wall is now up. So this side has now been cleared of the wall.
Okay. Does that mean I can move a little bit?
Yep, you can move towards the wall towards the front entrance
Yep.
if you want to.
Yep.
Good.
I'm gonna get there.
So you get up to the next wall. Good. All right. Which takes us to the room. So there are no more things to activate. So what you watch is that the orbs, which, thanks to Juri's spell, in which it revealed that the orbs aren't actually necessarily attached to the wall; they're magically attached to the wall. You see them begin to shift.
Oh no!
Abel, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the wall passes past you.
I was wondering if they did this. I was straight up. I was like, Josh, if these
This
things
is
start
video game
sprinkling
level.
around us, I'm gonna be so mad.
So this
I'm
one's
supposed to be good at these.
This one's now here.
So, Jesus. An 11.
11. Okay, hold on one second. I need something that's more sturdy, but that one's now there, and then this one also shifts. So it was here, it's now going to be here. So from the point of the back wall. So Abel 11. Also Kaimana. I forgot you're on Abel's back. Make a Constitution saving throw.
If I just stay quiet, he
well, I was hoping you were going to act as a meat shield for me.
You have a wall passing through you.
Sorry, this is your free movement toll.
Constitution, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We'll be okay.
All right.
You sound so confident.
We're strong, manly.
Both of you take 38 points of
Oh my god!
as the wall washes past you, like it's trying to erase you from existence.
Okay, I'm still in double digits.
Yeah, so 38 points. This
shit, we should have run out of the building if we were going to take this.
This statue got completely blown apart by the wall. And that's the only one. All right, good. All right. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, a statue pops out here.
Oh, God.
Wait, I'm so
here. And
oh, no.
The third one pops out here.
Oh, my God.
And this one's going to charge towards Abel. Juri.
Yeah, I know. They're
Marlo.
coming for me.
Okay, so Abel does a 20 hit.
I'm gonna shield that shit.
Okay, shield. Hit block. All right. So Marlo.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
Meets it.
Okay, so you take 8 points of slashing damage, and Juri with advantage because it.
Yep, advantage. Both. It's 2 on me, by the way.
Oh, that's true. So there's 2.
Yeah, there are 2.
So the first one
There's 2
was
advantage
a
attacks me.
16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and the second one is.
I'm a baby. It hits.
Natural 20 with advantage.
Oh, great! I love
So
that.
you
Love
take
that.
The
For
first
me?
one, 7 points of damage, and the second one,
Okay.
16 points of slashing damage.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't need your help. Thank you.
Okay. That Juri does not look great. It does not look good at all.
Okay.
Actually.
Wait, I have a plan.
All right. But that is the end of the round. Oh, thank you. And then, so that's the end of the round there for the room. Oh, wait, no, the orb. So the orb, so Source destroyed 3. So it only now has 2 active orbs of the 8 that can power through and hit.
Oh my God.
So first one, natural 1 against Juri.
Oh,
And
thank you.
against
Thank you
Jaren,
so-
that hits Jaren. Jaren takes 9 points of damage.
Oh, Dice, thank you so much.
9 points to Jaren. Ooh, Jaren. Okay. All right. So that's the room's turn. Saurus.
I think I've done all that I can do without really screwing myself completely.
Yes.
I'm mostly there. I have mostly got myself there, but I'm not going to do it completely. So I am going to make for the nearest exit, which is the front door.
Okay. So you move. The front door is closed, but you can try to open it within the Shadowfell.
I try to open it.
Yeah, surprisingly unlocked in the Shadowfell. And it opens up, so you can exit the place if you'd like to.
Yes, and I'm going to head across the street. I'm going to end up going full movement so I can drop out. And I'm trying to get across the street into the park.
Okay, cool. So you hit your full movement, and you feel the tether that you pulled snap. As you're coming out and the portal opens, I need you to roll another d10 for me, please, with the knowledge that you've pulled 6 tethers. If you roll a 6 or lower, let me know.
Die 10 or die 8?
Die 10.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. You are surprisingly still good.
I will show it to you if you want to see it.
You are still surprisingly, you are still in clear, because each tether increases the likelihood that you will attract attention by 10%.
Yeah,
so
I rolled an 80 because I used the percentile dice instead of the normal 10-sided.
You're sitting at 60% warning level right now.
Yep.
All right. So good. All right. So Source is free and clear in the park. Juridin, you are flanked right now by 2, but the door next to you is clear. It's no longer blocked by the magic.
Josh, and one other thing, I'm
yeah,
going to try and stick the tiller up under my coat because it is kind of a longer coat.
It is.
So I'm going to try and it's kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the shotgun
Okay. Yep.
under
Absolutely.
his thing. So
So it's hidden behind you. That works for me. All right, Jordan.
If I take my action to disengage, can I still open this door?
I mean, so you would not be able to pick a lock, but if the door is
Can
unlocked,
I-
then you could do that. Yeah.
Can I signal to Juri and be like, I can get to you. I can get to the door.
So you want to hold your action, Juri? You can do that.
Then I'm probably gonna hit one of these guys so they don't fucking kill me.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Is the better move if Mara's gonna do that?
Go ahead and roll on one of them.
Okay. I rolled a fucking 22. Let's
Yes.
go,
That
Jared.
hits with the rapier.
Hit 'em hard.
Go ahead and
Rapier
roll damage.
wounding.
Go ahead
Let's
and roll
go.
damage.
Oh my god, I rolled 7.
7. All right. Good. So this one here pops and falls.
Oh, thank God. I had no
Yeah.
advantage on me, please.
They're just a swarm. They're not there. They're there to
I'm just a
cause
baby. Please don't hurt me.
pain, not necessarily to stop you. All right. And then you got the other one there, so you're waiting for Marlowe.
Yep.
Abel, you got one of these
I'm not going anywhere. What?
creatures on your face. You could just book it if you wanted to. It would take an attack of opportunity on you.
Not if I disengage.
That's true.
Oh, tell him.
I want to disengage.
You heard me earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Climb the wall because spider climb lasts for an hour. Oh wait, do I have to make a con check
Oh,
to
for
keep
concentration,
it?
yes, you do. You would need to roll
May.
Okay,
a
please.
17 to maintain concentration on spell.
Jesus. Why is 17?
Because it's half the damage that you took, and you took 38
No.
points of damage.
I'm not gonna roll a 17.
Go ahead, you're gonna do it.
You're going to do it.
Okay. What is my other options besides? All right, let me think.
You need to spider climb and get out of there,
I
right?
really do.
Because you have to go over the wall.
You also see there's another wall over here, and you know that this is rotating. So if you stay where you are, this is going to rotate through you in a moment. So
Yeah,
at
it
least
is.
getting up out of the range of the wall would be a smart choice.
God, man, I'm not gonna roll a 17. I rolled a 17!
Yes, let's go. I told you we were going to.
What did I tell you?
Wait, no.
So you maintain here. Do you want to drop down, or do you want to stay up on the wall above the
I'm gonna stay up on the wall.
Okay, I need you
I'm
to
just
make
gotta-
an acrobatics check to clear this gap.
Oh, there's a gap. Can I like just climb up on the ceiling?
So the problem is that the second balcony is blocked off by a force wall. So you're
Yeah.
climbing on the balcony right now. I guess you could. Yeah, the balcony extends across. You're fine. So you make it to here. All right.
Guys, please ignore the Sully hair in my rolling tray.
That's fine. All
Don't
right.
judging
judge
you.
me.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do, Abel, on your
Oh, that looks so dirty. It looks so nasty.
Anything else you want to do on your turn there, Abel?
No. Oh, yes, it is. Sorry.
He's giving you
Um,
good luck.
Did you want me to make the acrobatics? I'm sorry.
No. I just
No, you
realized
got
that the balcony, you're climbing on the side of the balcony and it covers that gap. So you're fine.
Okay, so from here, I still have a bonus action. And Jury's still tangled up with those guys, right?
Yes.
One guy. Yep.
All right, I want to take a force ballista shot. So I'm going to aim my mechanical elephant
Mm-hmm.
at the guy.
Okay. Go ahead.
And
Oh, Abel. I'm so glad we're friends again.
ooh, 18 to hit,
Okay. That hits.
plus 9. So,
Go ahead and roll damage.
all right, so with my mechanical elephant affixed to my arcane firearm, the amount of damage. I have to find the buttons, guys. Hold on. Okay.
Is this the end of round 2 or round 3?
Ugh, it's
This is
crappy
the end of
damage.
round 2, I think.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not bad, actually.
It's round
Um,
2, right, guys?
No.
Is
Wait.
this 3?
Yes.
It's the end of
No,
round
it's the end of round 3.
It's the end.
I helped. I helped.
Yeah, because I
twice.
cast 2
And then I had another
shatters
turn,
and then an
and that
attack.
was
Is
Into
the
round
end of
3.
round 3. Okay.
Okay. So 15 force damage, and he's pushed back 5 feet.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh, never mind.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Plus
thank you, thank you.
another 7, but it doesn't matter.
All right. So so we just hit, that is 6, 12, 18. So we are at the halfway point of your 30 seconds before
Ooh,
whatever. So
scary.
the system, you watch as the orbs on the statue begin to flash in a faster pattern, and it's picking up its pace. And so instead of just moving at initiative count 20, it also moves at the top of the round.
Ooh.
So
Oh my God.
here, I need Marlo and Jaren to make Constitution saving throws. These two are blasted out of existence. This
Absolutely fail.
shifts over here.
No.
Wait, I got
Give her a flash of genius.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much it's gonna help.
How low did you roll?
I got an 11.
It was plus 8, I think,
No,
right?
what's your flash
Or
of
no.
genius? Do you want to use it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you add 6 to that, Marlo. So that is a 17.
17?
That's a success.
Oh, let's go, Abel. Let's go.
Jaren, however, let's see. He has to do a Constitution saving throw. He has really good con. 25 for Jaren. Good.
Okay.
All right, so you take half damage from this. So let me go ahead and roll
Oh
your
my
half damage.
god.
I could have used that inspiration whenever I got hit
Yeah, you could have.
by the wall, or my flash of genius.
You
I'm not a good
You could.
player.
Use it for Mar. Doesn't that
did,
make
you
you
did.
feel good?
still
Of
have an
course it
inspiration.
does.
You might need it. Hey,
I
look.
might need it here.
Maybe you'll need it. Wait, does Kaimana make a con too?
No, because he's on the wall. So
Oh.
that's 42 points of force damage reduced to 21 points of force damage. Ooh, that is half of Jaren's remaining hit points.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so I marked my flash of genius. Okay.
Okay, 21. All right, cool. All right, and then meanwhile these activate. We have boop boop.
Why?
2 pop up back here, and they charge towards you two, and then Juri's the only one available, so they make their way.
Oh
through.
no.
And so you have against
God.
Marlo, that's a miss. Jaren, that's a natural 20 against Jaren. Rolled
Jaren.
2 1s on the damage dice. So he takes 4 points of
Jaren.
damage.
Please miss me, please.
What is it
please.
with all of us wanting we bring
I
a
need you to
romantic
miss.
NPC
They
and
almost died.
And they always
They
suck.
just
Yori sucked too.
With advantage on you, Juri. A
Please.
5. That's missing. The second one will hit, though. That was a 19.
Oh no.
All right.
Wait,
so,
why does it get advantage now? Are there 2 on me?
sorry, I would have moved them. I just moved them. This
Okay, I was just making sure there's 2 on me. Okay, go ahead.
So
Yeah,
you
go ahead, go ahead.
take 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay, I am down, but Relentless Endurance
back
drops
up.
me to 1.
Okay, so
So I have 1 HP, guys.
You watch as this statue hits out at Juri, and Juri takes down to a knee for a moment, but then rises back up and is like looking very rough.
Very rough. I gotta do a performance cast.
It's kind of perfect. Like you guys split the initiative count, so there's 3 of you that go before initiative count 20, and then 3 after. So now the room goes every 3 people. So keep that in mind. Which takes us to Jaren. Jaren, it turns around and he is going to, let's see what he has available to him to get these guys off of your back. Okay, so Marlo, Jaren, who is bloodied and looks haggard, turns around and you see him pull, like he takes his gem on one of his fists and he charges it for a second and then he slams it into the ground in front of him, and you see this burst of magical energy blast across these 2 statues as he casts Thunderwave.
Yeah.
Let's see that their Constitution save. That's a failure. Good. And so you watch these 2 statues get blasted into smithereens and cracks forming along the marble there as Jaren goes. And then he kind of turns and looks at you. I hate to leave you where you are, Marlo, but I think I need to get to safety. And he is going to use his... Oh, he needs to make a
I
Constitution
forgot
saving
something
throw.
critical I could have
Hold on.
been using this whole time.
This Constitution saving throw will determine whether jump skill is active. No! He goes to jump, and then he realizes, like...
Wait, he is inspiration, right? Did he use it already? I gave him inspiration
You
too.
did, and it's a D8. That may
It's a
make
D8.
difference, so let's see.
Please.
I gave him inspiration specifically because it covered everyone except me.
So he rolled an 11 on his saving throw, and he needed to make a 19. So an 8 would have been great. He rolled a 1.
Damn it, Jaren. I'm trying so hard for you, Jaren.
He goes to jump, and he's like, I've lost the spell.
No,
Shit. And he is looking at this wall, and he turns around and looks and realizes there's another wall behind him.
Oh.
Did Marlo throw him over?
Oh, with -3 strength?
No.
And then he kind of...
Oh no! I mean, you do the hand thing where you.
It doesn't matter.
when you just-
-3 strength.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
He just looks. He looks at you, Marlo, and just says,
Bad.
"Get out of here."
No.
All right. Which takes us to Kaimana. Kaimana, you're up above. You're on Abel's back on the wall. You see Jaren like struggling beneath you, looking very rough.
He's down on the ground.
He is, yeah.
I can try
Okay.
to help him. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I got it. So you got -3 strength.
I have some way to get me over the wall, and I don't know if I can do him too. It's going to be a hard roll.
Okay, I shout down, Darren, do you trust me?
Sure.
I cast polymorph on him.
Okay, what are you polymorphing into?
A
No,
mouse.
this is genius.
A mouse. Okay, so Jaren, I have.
No,
a
this is
mouse
literally
from-
great.
We're just. I don't know where my familiars are. So this is not a mouse.
Sorry, it's
Okay. So Jaren pops out, and he is now a tiny little mouse.
You know what? -3 strength doesn't look so bad with a mouse. I'm changing my whole mind.
You genius. Oh, it's amazing.
All right.
I knew I was keeping that spell slot for a reason.
All right. Which takes us to Marlo. You now have.
I'd like to pick up a mouse, please.
You pick up a mouse. Okay. So you
Yeah, and then hey Josh, I
Yeah.
use my winged boots to fly over the
Nice.
Okay. So you get to the door.
Yeah, and then can I pick the lock? Is this my action?
Yes. Go ahead and make your thieves' tools check to pick the lock.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. 18.
18 is the DC. So you
Wow.
you reach out very quickly and with the mouse because Jaren hasn't maintained his intelligence, so he is just a mouse.
I mean, such an
Can I
intelligent.
He's struggling in your bag. But you
Can
like,
I have him on I put him in my front pocket and I'm just stroking his little head.
Yeah, and like you're with one hand stroking Jaren to calm him down, and the other
One
hand
hand's on the lockpick.
on the lock, and you click, and the door swings free,
Skill, man.
and you push it open. Would you like to clear the door, knowing that there's a wall heading your direction?
I would love to clear the
Okay,
door.
so you head outside and clear outside.
And I would like to still be in the air,
Okay.
high enough that if anyone is looking direct, like above museum level, is what I'm going for
Okay,
here.
so you fly up above the museum.
Yeah,
Good. And Jaren-
but like further out and looking for Saurus because I'm aware that he left already.
Okay, so Saurus is in the park across the street. It's hard to hide a white rat in a
White suit.
a white suit. So you can kind of see him as you fly above and you fly out of the museum. All right,
Cool.
which takes us to a room. So this wall rotates again. Unfortunately, Juri,
Oh no, Josh.
These-
Oh no, Josh.
it does not matter what your saving throw is because you will still take half damage. But I need you to make the saving throw just in case.
Okay.
What's your total
What?
hit points?
1.
No. Your total hit points.
Oh, my total is 49.
Yeah, no, we're talking
I
a
don't like
bad
this.
situation.
Why did I not dimension door the last turn? I wanted to make sure everyone got out. Okay, well, why did I not do that?
49 hit points. Okay, so you would need to take 50 hit points of damage if you fail to save. Okay, go ahead and make a saving throw.
What saving throw is it?
Constitution.
Okay, I'm not gonna look for a second.
Oh, buddy.
I will say that the maximum.
What happened? I'm not.
I got a 4.
No.
Life. Okay.
This can do 50 points of damage.
Oh my fucking god!
So I'm
You got
gonna
a,
have a
you got a
heart
box
attack,
of doom, Josh?
Josh.
Do you have a box of doom?
I don't have a box of doom.
I think we need to get one by
Josh?
this stage.
Don't use the dice I just gave you.
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Okay, I would have to.
Thank you.
I would have
You
to roll
will
that
not
D6
use your
many
birthday
times.
gift dice to kill my friends.
Okay. All right. So let me grab. Okay. So
The stress I'm feeling right now.
50 would be on the very high end of the roll. Very high end. Okay. Okay.
Why are you so quiet?
'Cause I'm counting. Second roll. So, Jordan, as the wall moves across and hits you, and you black out for a moment, and you hit the ground, taking 43
Oh my god!
damage. You do not hit the threshold
To be disintegrated.
to be disintegrated.
Sick.
Or to just die outright from the attack. All right, Abel, you're the only one up. And so there's 2 beams coming at you from the wall. Actually, Kaimana's there. It can sense your presence. So one goes to Kaimana, one goes to Abel. That's a 18 to hit Abel.
Shield.
Okay. And Kaimana, that's a 7. So that misses you, which makes sense because you're hiding on Abel's back. And then...
Has it gone back around? I don't think we didn't have a.
God, I feel bad for
It just
leaving.
did. That's what happened to me.
This one is here. So you've got one round between the two of you to get Juridan out of this room. So Abel and Kaimana, you both have movements, or you both go before. Oh no, you don't. Abel goes, and then the room goes. So Abel, you have one round to do something to save Juridan's life.
I don't have anything. Okay, wait.
Throw me at Juridan.
It doesn't matter. You can't go.
Yeah.
No, if you throw me at Juridan in front of the path of the wall.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter. I still have to take the damage.
If you bring Juri back up to, I mean, because technically Juri's at 0 hit
Yeah, you could
points.
heal me.
If you heal Juri, it resets that. It resets. So like, if you can heal Juridan, then that would reset the damage piece.
How much movement? How far away are they?
They're within your movement range.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is get.
Does he have enough movement to go and like pick me up and just leave, or not?
Like we're really close. We're really close to the door.
You could.
Good.
You could. It would take. You are now carrying 2 people. So it would take a strength check, and it would use your action to dash.
You got to move 5 feet. That's it.
Yeah, that's like my. So it would use my action. What is this spell though? Hold on.
Yeah, check your spells first. If there's a spell that does something better, go with that. I'm just having a crisis, and just let me.
Could you use Thunderwave to blow them out the door?
That would cause damage.
I would die.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, if they're outside, the Thunderwave's not going to do 50 points of damage.
Right.
No, but I'm making like death saving throws now.
Yeah,
right?
they'll take 2 death saves.
And I don't think Thunderwave pushes a target. I think it just like hits
Fucks
the-
them up.
yeah.
Okay, so this spell, rope trick. Can you like?
Juri would have to be able to climb the rope
Okay,
for that
yeah.
to work. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so
All right.
stressed out.
So strategy 1 out the window. Sorry, hold on.
You just need to be able to pull Juri 5 feet.
Just like last time.
Yeah, but I don't have any strength. And it's an action to enhance my ability. So that would be a waste. Okay, can I do this? I've made my movement and I've dropped down. Is that movement to like just let my little spider climb feet go and just drop, or
No.
Okay.
And you don't have to drop spider climb. You can just you can still have spider
No, I
climb.
just let go or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I want to get to Juri. Can I, wherever that crystal is that's making the closest force wall that's going to move towards us?
Yep.
Can I use my bonus action to fire my ballista at it?
You may go ahead and roll an attack.
Smart. Very smart.
Okay. Roll an attack. Natural 20.
Yes, Abel! Fucking get it!
Let's see if it makes it save.
Oh shit! Forgot about.
Because it was a natural 20, I'll give disadvantage on the save.
Abel, we're friends now. The thing is, we're friends
I thought
now.
we were from. We had that
So-
chit chat.
That's what I'm saying. We're friends.
So, because it was natural 20, I gave disadvantage on the save. It rolled a 19 on the first roll. It rolled a 4 on the second. So, it takes full damage. It doesn't matter how much damage the Force Ballista does. If you want to roll damage, you can. It's not about the amount of damage. It's about how much of this spell it can absorb. And this orb doesn't absorb any of the spell. And so this orb blows apart and shatters, which means this half wall vanishes.
Oh, Abel.
Noise. All right, so that's
So you have
17.
2 rounds. You have 2 rounds now before the other wall will wash across this area.
Okay,
And
now I'll grab
I'll get a turn, right?
Juri.
Yes. That just saved the turn. So now Kaimana has the
Incredible.
ability to step up and do something.
Can I'll grab Juri and try to drag them the 5 feet if I have that movement left.
Let's see. So you were here. No, so it took your full movement to get to this point, which is why I said it was going to take your dash to move Juri.
It's okay. Get me up. Come on,
Okay, yeah,
get me
I'll use
up,
the
and I'll
dash action,
dimension
I'm sorry.
door.
Because
Great.
I'll use dash action and try to move another 30 feet.
Okay,
Out
make a
to the-
strength check because you're carrying 2 people now.
Fuck. Oh, now that's my thing. Like, should I just wait a turn and cast
Well, you might as well try.
invincibility on
Hold
myself?
action and help Kaimana move Juri on the next round.
I'm just gonna wake up Juri and then they can dimension door.
That's true.
Would Abel know if Juri can dimension door them?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I dimension door always.
You.
Bro,
I'll do that. I'll
dimension
just-
dooring was a significant part of
And
that.
I'll say-
I will for just a moment for your purposes, because normally you would be able to see the initiative count in a normal situation. Just so you're aware, Abel goes. The room has a turn after that.
Yep.
Then,
Oh, and then
Kaimana. Then the room will have another go before Juridan. Then that next room, that will be the wall hitting you again. So
Before Juri.
you have Abel's turn right now and Kaimana's turn to get Juri out of the way of a moving wall.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna hold my action and help Kaimana.
Okay. So you're holding the help.
Oh,
And for awareness, I can only dimension door one other person with me,
Yes.
just so we're all on the same.
Yeah, Abel, just leave.
Yes.
Like, if you
you
can.
sure?
He's
Yeah.
at a.
Kaimana, are you sure you guys?
We're
are
fine.
okay?
Yeah, you can actually
Go.
dash and get out of there.
So Abel.
Okay.
So it will be Abel,
I'll
then the
wait to
room,
kill you on the
then
other side.
Kaimana, then the room. Juri will
Yeah.
not get a turn before the.
Oh, okay. So come on, you have to get me out. You can't wake me up. I'm
I'm
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
I-
person with a positive strength score. I think we'll be all right.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So
Okay.
Abel, are you gonna head out?
Yeah.
There are these 2 guys here that could be charging in a moment.
Oh my god. Well then can I use my? I have to use. Oh my god.
If you want to move, you'll need to use the dash action.
I have to use my action to dash. Huh?
Okay, cool. So you
Can't
dash
leave
out,
anything
you
behind.
drop Kaimana behind and leave him.
Okay.
All right. The
We
room
left the
goes,
baby.
All right, Atwood.
the room goes. This rotates.
I don't like
So that
this.
moves 2 more statues pop here and here. This one's can't make it to you, Kaimana, but it's charging in your direction. This one is too. You're the only one there, so it's going to make 2 attacks at you from the statue. That's a 19 to hit on the first one, Kaimana, and the second one's not going to hit. That's a 12. So Kaimana, you take.
Okay, so the first one hits.
The first one. So you take 11 points of force damage from the blast from the statue.
I have 2 hit points.
I didn't know you were so low.
I wasn't until I got hit with the statue.
Yes. All right. So that's the end of the statue's turn. Kaimana,
Okay.
it is your turn.
Okay.
All right. I cast Healing Word on Juri at 3rd level.
Okay, so Juri, you heal up.
Okay.
And so you. Oh wait, that's the whole person. Hang on. Healing Word. You get 11 hit points.
Okay.
That's something.
And that's my bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have action and movement.
Now to repeat, me going, drag me. Just like Abel, drag me out of the room.
All right.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when the lion runs up and he goes, "Ride me!"
It has the same energy.
Okay.
All right, Atwood.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah, I will grab and pull 5 feet. That will be
Okay. Make a strength check.
all right.
Or athletics, whichever is better.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me re-roll then.
And you still have inspiration, right?
Yes, you still have inspiration.
All right. So I will add that.
You can choose to add your inspiration.
Yeah, let me roll my athletics. Hang on.
Okay.
And inspiration's a D8.
Yep.
20.
Yes. Let's fucking go. Oh my god.
You pull Jordan out onto the patio, and a moment after you pull Jordan out, you watch as the wall flashes by the door, and all of those inside are disintegrated. So none of those statues are following you out.
I'm still dragging you, just like, you should be more careful.
Yeah. Do you drag straight out the door, or do you like go off to the side? Like, how do you drag Juri?
I mean, I'm not looking behind me. I'm just dragging.
Just going straight. So
Yeah.
the parting shot from the statue, which can still see you through the door.
Okay.
2. So that misses, and the second
Come on,
one,
me.
2 twos back to back.
Yeah.
So these 2
Suck it,
blasts
statue.
from the statue shoot out the door in your direction, but they just ping off the pavement, and you keep dragging Juri out of the way, and eventually you'll get out of the range of the statue. So, pause for just a moment because I have to flip
Yes.
back to the other camera.
I have to stop having a heart attack, so that's great.
Yeah.
I have to stop literally, like,
To say, made it a little less tense for me.
No.
All right. So we're back on. All right. So, leaving the museum, Haggard and
Yes.
Marlowe flying up above, Jaren, and Abel and Soros, or Jaren's still a mouse.
Yeah, Jaren's still a mouse.
Yeah.
Jaren's still a mouse.
And I'm talking to him. I'm keeping him calm because I assume a mouse up being held by a person up in the air is a bad time.
Oh, and also come on to make a Constitution saving throw because you did take damage. So we'll see if you maintain concentration. You just need to roll.
Oh my god!
You just need to roll a 10 on your con save.
7.
what
So your clothes burst apart as a man reappears.
I think I'd be holding him
Yeah.
by this point
He
realistically
starts to
if I was
grow
talking
in your
to him.
arms, so you can either drop Jaren where you're flying 30 feet in the air, or you can try to do a strength check to hold on to Jaren.
I'm gonna try to do a strength check, but I'm gonna lower us down. So I'm
Okay.
gonna try to lower us very
While
like,
you're doing the
he
strength
doesn't
check,
take
yeah.
damage.
So go ahead
Yeah.
and roll a strength check to see if you don't drop him when he pops.
Oh my god.
A 3. Okay, so we'll say
We
that,
made it!
Is that a 3 or a 0?
No, a
Did
3.
you roll
A
a
3.
3?
I rolled a
Okay.
6.
so we'll say you were flying about, you said like 30 feet up or whatever, like so then like let's say you made it down like to 15, so he only takes 1d6 or so that's 5. So Jared takes 5 points of damage as he falls to the pavement from the upper or from your grasp. All right, that takes
I get down on the ground.
that takes
though.
Jared to 9 hit points.
I pick him up. Sorry.
At least we got
I
out
didn't
alive.
expect you to unmouse.
I didn't expect to be a mouse.
No one ever does.
So fair. And then he's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself because he is at 9 hit points. All right. So what are you all doing?
Okay, is Saurus
The hell
with
out
us?
of Dodge.
Saurus is in the park across the way. Like I figure you're able.
I would have been heading towards Saurus, and I feel like me and Gerund were super visible, and if we weren't, that just made us super visible.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like you should hand me the stuff, hand me the thing you took, Mar, and then I'll get the thing from Saurus and I'll bamf the fuck out of here. So anything that we took is far away from here.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go meet Saurus in the park.
Okay.
And then I'll open the bag of holding and be like, put all the goodies in here, please. Sweet. And then I'm like, okay, I'll meet you guys back at Ned's Bargain.
All right. So
And I'm going to dimension door. I've got 2 dimension doors, so I can move 1,000 feet right now.
okay.
Wow.
So you move 1,000 feet closer.
And
to...
it does not alert fucking Bolt and Coon because it's my fucking violin.
That's true. It is not your thing. Yep. So you watch as Jordan puts the dimension or the bag of holding on their back and then vanishes.
And I'm like, we were never here.
Yeah.
And I go.
So Jordan, you land and you're like at the edge of the Prisma Quarter and there's nobody really around because the parties are all happening in the theater district really for the tonight. And then you dimension door again and you know there's a back alley behind the mess.
Yes.
And you kind of pop into the back alley and there is like a drunk like asleep next to you where you pop into existence, but he is wiped from the evening and you can hear the noise coming from the mess where all of the food and everything is, but you are not spotted.
Okay.
All right, Marlo, as you kind of land down and you're picking Jaren up, you do hear the sound of running boots on cobblestone heading in your direction.
Do we have time to pull into an alley?
Probably the fastest route for you to escape from this place would be to wind through the park, and get to the opposite end of the park, like cutting across the Prisma Quarter rather than trying to go
Do
around
I think
the
we
park.
have enough time to do that before being seen?
It's the kind of distantly echoing down. You can assume that they're probably like 180 feet away or so.
Wait, then yeah, no, I grab Jared's hand and start running.
Okay, so you guys
And
start
I
booking
go,
your
they're
way
coming,
through.
come on.
All right, good. Saurus, as you begin to move, I need you to roll a d10 for me, please.
Oh no.
Shadow related?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we're near him, right?
Yeah.
9.
Okay, you're still good. All right, so does everyone else follow Marlo as Marlo tears away from the museum through the park?
I'm
Yeah,
going to break off a different
Josh,
direction.
Can I also retcons? I would have offered Abel to come with me because he's the least stealthy because I can take one person with me.
That's fine. Yeah,
So
do
Abel, if you wanted to
I
come
will
with me.
oblige.
Okay,
Right, so
Abel,
Abel and
hey,
Juri are both
we
gone,
might as
so
well
it's
take full advantage of the spell
yeah,
we're
so
doing.
it's just Kaimana, Marlo, Jaren, and Saurus.
I would've
running
cast
away from the
invisibility on
scene of
myself.
the crime.
All right, I would like,
Yeah.
since we're fleeing a crime, I would like to shape change into a white Bronco.
Okay. So you shape change into a large white horse. Okay.
What's the logic on that, babe?
The otter with past
What's the thought behind that?
That's an
There's a whole
OJ
white
Simpson
Bronco.
joke.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right. All right. So you guys are you guys are running your way away. Let's see if the
I'm going to
guards-
split off so that we not all like 4 people running side by side.
Oh, I'll carry someone who's
Next
slow.
to
I'm
OJ's
like,
white Bronco, yeah.
no, a horse is fast. Yeah, who wants to ride?
Well, I was simply running because Jared and I were like way close.
Jace, you brought me these dice to be good for guards, and my
Mhm.
first guard roll with these dice was a natural 1.
Yes, guards.
You're doing
Now
the
they're
Lord's
nice,
work,
right?
Jace.
But
That is not
that
the
room
dice.
was whooping our
You just
behinds.
can't get good help these days.
No, yeah.
Nobody wants to work
Tarlo
anymore.
whistled he doesn't pay them enough. That's why.
Those guards are
doesn't pay enough.
Tarlo's
guards are quiet
someone
quitting.
put their name on in the theater, and I'm very upset about it.
Lord.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So you hear as you guys are running through, you hear the sound of guards approaching the museum behind you, and they're heading up the steps into the museum. And the muffled sounds of voices and yelling behind you, but you all disappear off in different directions into the thing. And with that natural 1, successfully escape from the scene of the crime.
The guards are like, yeah,
they're
man.
going to walk
call
into
me
the
on my
thing
dick.
and get swept by one of those power walls.
you,
No,
just, you just hear screams from behind
No.
you.
The guards are just walking up and they're like, yeah, man, call me in on my day off.
These stupid faulty alarms.
Lord. All right. So eventually winding your way all through, you make your way back
Probably
to...
just a mouse.
No, it was a mouse.
I know, that's why I made the joke.
You make your way back to Naiad's bargain, and one by one reconnect their battered in many cases and bruised.
God, man.
But
God,
you
Kaimana
are
is-
alive.
Kaimana
You
is just
are
the idiot
alive.
savant of adventuring.
I'm gonna
Kaimana came through,
I'm gonna
man.
heal myself a bunch so I don't look
That
like
was
shit for my
the
bargain.
Kaimana and Abel
So don't mind
fucking
me.
coming through at the
No.
end. Holy shit.
And Atwood goes, I have 2 hit points left. Oh my God. But I could feel
Oh,
my heartbeat
God,
like in my
Josh.
throat.
Yeah.
This is, oh my God.
I was just waiting for that parting shot from the statue to hit Kaimana as he's carrying Juri away, and then
Yeah.
Kaimana just collapses onto the
I know it would have
No.
happened.
All right, so
It's
you all
horrible.
are back at Nan's Garden, and you walk in, and Nairoy is at the door, and he's like, "Oh, Juri,
Yeah, I look
oh
like
my god!"
I look,
And he
I
comes,
look like shit.
he comes around, and he's like checking. He's like, "Are you okay? What happened?"
I
party.
like put a hand on him and was like, "It's okay. I only almost died. Didn't die."
He reaches into a pack and he pulls out some bandages and he begins to bandage some of the
No.
wounds.
Isn't that adorable?
But
I'm going to go to bed.
No, you have to watch my bargain, Abel.
Are you going to play?
I say,
like,
They have to.
I say, but you
drinking
know,
is
if
in
you
order.
want to get changed, I give you the bag of holding.
Yes, I'm going to go get changed
Thank
after
you.
we were attacked on the street by hooligans.
So many hooligans.
Little wink.
Naira is just like, all the crazy people out for the king's party today.
Yeah.
Um,
So many crazy people. I'm gonna heal myself.
yes.
Heal myself
Are you
quite a bit.
you're still planning on performing today?
Yep, absolutely. You know what? I said to everyone I would do it, so it'd be really embarrassing if I didn't do it.
It would also be going back on your bargain, which would not be a good idea.
No, it's pretty important, so I want to make sure I do it right.
All right. There's a large crowd in here because it is a festival weekend. And so he kind of turns and he says, I'm so sorry, I just have to go back.
Go
to
ahead.
serve. Are you sure you're all right?
Oh my, yeah. Juri's like embarrassed, totally embarrassed. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
He goes back to the counter and starts serving. There's some angry where's the bartender? I need a drink. I need something.
I take my mage hand and like smack them across the side of the head.
They kind of lean forward and like they turn around and it's like this human male like dressed as a bard kind of look guy, and then he turns around and there's this like half orcan female behind him, like taller, and he kind of like looks at her and like, let's see if he's dumb enough.
Oh.
So he kind of tries, what the fuck what the fuck you do that for? And he like pushes against her, and she just
Kick his ass.
She just smacks him across the face, and he hits the ground.
No.
I go, Nairoi, a drink for her on my tab.
And then Nairoi's like, Lord, we need to get a bouncer.
He should have been killed off a while ago.
Can somebody look? You two fucks, get your friend out of here. And he points to like a couple other dudes who grab their friend and like pull him out of the bar. All right. All right, but everyone is back at Naiad's Bargain.
I am back to full, so I look good.
Ooh.
All right. So, anything you'd like to do before Jordan's performance?
All right, guys.
Get around the drinks for everybody.
Get kind of like looking presentable, you know?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Crazy idea.
Yeah.
Do we invite Bolton to try to forge an
Absolutely
alibi?
fucking invite Bolton Coon.
Okay.
If you haven't messaged him at all today, I've started drinking at this point. You haven't messaged him at all today. It's like a thing. We have to message him every day, right?
I do my last.
Oh God.
Hey Josh, remember when I said Ace was gonna do something?
Yeah.
You should do this
do
one
my
from the
last?
Dulcimer though. Like,
I can't, and he wouldn't know I was sending through the dulcimer.
No, just
But you can
He
sing it
won't
to him
know
instead
I'm-
of just say it.
He won't know I'm attuned or anything like that. So I'm like, hey Bolton, you were cordially invited to an evening of music provided by me at Naiad's Bargain. Post haste. Okay, bye.
there's just like a moment, a pause, and then you just hear.
Who gave you this number?
Oh wait, I would have said please bring Unsell.
Okay.
No!
You just hear like a heavy. And that's it. He doesn't say anything at this end of your response.
Can I roll a charisma check to see how charming I am to
Yeah,
him?
go ahead. Make a persuasion
Okay, just
check.
pure
Yeah.
persuasion. Sure.
Yep.
This is how charming. I had almost rolled a nat one. It did, and then it rolled off of it. I got a 21. I'm
21.
very
Okay, good. All right.
Very
So you got
charming.
about so Tululah does kind of come out of their back room and find you, and she goes,
Yes.
Juri, are you ready to go in about an hour for your performance?
Yep, I think we'll be good then.
Oh, very nice. Because you're performing, a round of drinks for your friends, and then of course your bargain. As pleasure. So please, grab what you like from the bar, pick a nice seat to watch your friend perform. And you have an hour, which gives you time if you would like to change your attunement to your dulcimer.
I will change back, even though, I'll go ahead and change my attunement back, even though I'm not going to be playing it tonight, but I will change my attunement.
And then everyone else can, if you'd like to take a short rest, that is an hour of short rest time. You can roll hit dice if you like.
Kaimana walks into the bar as a Bronco.
No,
And
we
it's
don't
in-
like
we're supposed to be setting an alibi, people.
And then it's like, oh, right. And then drops.
Tallulah just kind of like, it takes all kinds, I suppose. Oh, mute him up.
I see Kaimana walking through, getting wedged in the doorway for a second, and then going.
Hey, Abel, how does your enhanceability thing work? Is it,
I couldn't.
do you have spell slots still for that?
Let me see.
All right,
I'm
where's
just
hit
wondering.
dice on here?
Hit dice.
Near the very top, it will say like
Yes.
short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah, when you
Hit
go to the short rest
die.
menu.
1, 2.
God, my heart is still beating so fast.
If you don't have a spell thought, I think Jaren has one.
I do have.
Oh, Jaren's chilling with us? Sick. I buy him an extra drink because I'm like, hey, our things usually go smoother than that. Promise.
I don't.
why are you lying to
He
Jared?
thinks we're cool, guys.
feel
Come
like-
on.
Getting out alive
What?
and in
Ow.
one piece is enough.
With
Yeah.
the
Ooh, whatever that was, Kamana just rolled.
That was my hit dice.
Where?
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I can assist you with what would you need? Some
I can't wait
endurance,
to
some
see.
strength, some grace, some
Just
Splendor?
charisma before the bargain.
okay, yeah. I can give you increase your splendor just a bit.
Does it just works on ability checks?
advantage on charisma checks.
Yeah. Thank you. That would be great.
Which would be performance, yeah.
Yep, thank
And
you.
I'll cobble
That'd be
together
great.
some little device that.
You make me like a brooch?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's
That
cute.
plays miniature little
Sparkles and
tunes.
shimmers and
Oh.
Can I, during the short rest, shed any of these veils, tethers, or do I need to roll a die 8 again?
So we will say, because this could be really bad in the middle of this bar. Let's say for a short rest, you can shed 2.
Okay.
It takes a long rest to shed all of them.
Yeah.
So you're down to 4.
Could you imagine the middle of my song? It's fucking shadow creatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got 3 spells.
The illusions are so real.
Can I spend my short rest like kind of vibing with Juridan and like with my ukulele, just so I can give them the help action during their.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that's like a beefing up their performance anxiety or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I do to help.
Yes.
So any like that guy who was before, if there's any more vibes like that, Mar's just gonna kind of be strolling around a little bit and just eyeing them. I'm trying to intimidate anyone who's like gonna be a shitty audience member.
Okay, make an
into,
intimidation check on
up.
Mar to see how much. And all of this will say like Kaimana's help and Mar's help are lowering any DC for the performance.
Oh baby!
Y'all are great.
And I'll jump in with my piccolo when it comes time.
Cool. So go ahead, Kaimana and
That's
roll
a dirty
checks.
20 for that intimidation.
We'll say that's a success, so that lowers the DC a little bit.
Beautiful.
You said a performance check?
Yes, because you're vibing.
I
under
love
you.
I love my friends.
16.
You guys are like
Okay,
the
that's a
opening
success.
band.
13.
Okay, so what we've got is there is another person performing right now, and you guys are in the back just playing music that's counteracting everything that they're doing.
Incredible.
But like you're vibing up Juri. All right, cool. So with those
Okay.
in mind, slightly lower DC because you're boosting Juri's confidence. Okay. All right, so Juri, the person in front of you ends, and they were kind of like a low like jazz playing a dulcimer or whatever. And then Tululah gets up on the stage and she says, and now for a very special performance. You all know that at Tululah's Naiad's Bargain, we occasionally make bargains with performers. And we have one this evening as a special performance in honor of the king's birthday, of course. Juridan, please.
So Juri steps up. If they seem nervous, they don't seem nervous. They seem like, when a performer's like gonna do a recital and they're like super, super focused, like way more focused than you usually see him ever. And they get into place and they kind of address the crowd for a second and they're like, this song's just an instrumental. There's no lyrics. So
The crowd like lightly claps.
Yeah, thank you. And then I play this. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the group chat.
Ooh.
But if you're familiar with Yuri on Ice at all, it's Eros, the one that Yuri skates to. And this is a violin cover I found of it that I really like. So,
Nice. That's beautiful.
and since if you don't know the song, basically kind of the feeling you get is this. Well, let me roll.
Yeah, go
Let me roll and see how good this goes.
roll, and then you have enhance ability,
advantage.
which gives you advantage, and then the DC has been lowered because of the contribution of your friends.
I rolled a 17.
With advantage of 17.
I rolled so shitty. Yep, I rolled a 17.
All right. So
Well, I can also give Flash of Genius
Yep.
for the night. You know what I'll do for my Flash of Genius? I'll have Anansi like jump up like on the stool or something, like, and get like right in the spotlight. And he's made of amethyst crystal, so his little crystal body like reflects the light around the room,
And I
This is
love
just like
Anansi.
fucking adorable.
swaying back and forth.
I now need an animated GIF of Juri playing the instrument
Yeah.
with like the
A
flashing
Nazi disco
lights
ball.
of
There you
disco
go.
ball and Nancy around.
A Nazi disco balls.
So that adds
around the room
6
is
to
it?
That
it.
adds 6. So
Oh,
that
so
is
that's
a
20.
20.
Let me mark that on mine
22?
too.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so you are 23.
Yeah.
So you play, and there's a moment of like the person before you is also kind of instrumental, and so there's like a little bit of like, oh man, like another instrumental piece. You're hoping for something else, or whatever. But
I just heard Jessica by the Allman Brothers band.
it only takes a moment or two before the audience. You watch as like one after the other, like these people who've been like kind of jostling around getting drinks, like talking or whatever, you just hear like that slow drop of the din of sound within the space as Juri's violin music begins to wash over them.
And
it's
how
a
the
very
song works is
Michiru moment from Sailor Moon, you know, like
yes.
and everyone just is like immediately caught in the wave of what you're doing. And the song kind of rises and fades, and you can just feel the energy. Like every single person in this space is with you. And in the back, Juri, you just look up for a moment and you see Tululah watching. And then she kind of, towards the end of the song, she just goes, and you watch as this like blue orb of water sparks into the air and flies across. And the moment it hits your area, it kind of connects with all the light points that are bouncing off of Nancy. And suddenly you're surrounded by these iridescent bubbles that are flying around and catching all the light. And then they kind of settle down around you. And you have successful fulfilled your bargain.
Yes.
So, Jordan, in
Is
addition,
Bolton Kuhn here?
So in addition to whatever bargain you choose to request from her, you also gain +1 to your spell save DC.
Awesome. So sick. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to customize a feat for you for that.
Sure.
But I'll go ahead and do that for you this week so that you've got that in your thing. But that's part of Tallulah's bargain, is she boosts your spell save DC.
Amazing. Totally
so
worth it.
The moment the song ends, there's
and it's
just,
like a fever pitch. The song,
Yeah.
you know, it like builds and builds and builds faster,
Builds,
faster,
yeah.
faster, faster, and then
and then the moment the last note rings out, there's just a standing, like everyone's clapping and cheering. And that you kind of look up and you do see at the back a back table with Enzel, Bolton Kuhn, who had slid in at the back. But then your eyes shift to the right at the front entrance to the door, and you just see lightly clapping. That's my daughter.
Oh, gross. What
So
spells do I have? What spells do I have
You
left?
see Warren
Fireball.
Windsor is standing in the doorway.
I'm gonna cast Shatter, not at him, but right past him.
Like outside the door.
Yeah, I
behind him.
cast it like right, but like it shoots past his face, and I go, "I'm not your fucking daughter." And like, my name's Jordan.
And then Bolton stands up and kind of like turns to Warren and says,
Okay, but just wait 1 minute.
this might not be the best location for you at this moment.
Oh, yeah, Bolton being protected.
If you would like to speak to Jordan, you may find them tomorrow at the Masquerade Ball. And Warren kind of looks back in your direction. After
You
all
should leave,
these
you
years-
warthog-faced buffoon.
Yeah, Warren just kind of looks back. After all these years, it's good to see that things haven't changed at all, have they?
It's good to see they haven't.
And he turns and walks out of the entrance.
Ugh. Juri's like, Juri should, I feel like in every moment you've seen Juri, they've, something like this has happened and they've like crumpled into tears or into themselves, but you see them like roll their shoulders back and they look so fucking confident. And they like the bow of their violin is like smoking with the shatter, and they just like wipe it on their sleeve.
And Bolton just kind of looks in your direction and nods. And
I
then
nod to Bolton.
He walks out with Enzel, unless one of you would like to stop either of them.
Yeah, unless one of you like I don't have either.
Oh my
I look
God.
at Mar and I'm like,
I would have like, I mean, like acknowledged Ansel. You know, I would have like not like gone over and fucking talked to them during the performance.
What is the
but,
look
like,
that Marlowe gives Anzel?
what do you mean? Like
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I was like,
Anzel rolls a 19 on insight. So what are you trying to communicate with the look to Anzel?
I'm gonna roll deception.
Okay.
So what Maru's trying to convey is like a cool, like, hey, yeah, what's up? And I'll roll deception and then I'll terrible. So Mar seems like they have maybe some concern and a little bit of anxiety going on with the nod to Ansel underneath. Like, maybe not why or if it's related, but like that's what's happening.
Okay. So, and as Bolton goes to leave, Ansel like looks back at you, gives you a little kind of questioning glance, and then nods, and you see her step outside the front entrance, but then she speaks to Bolton for a moment, and then Bolton keeps moving down the road, and Ansel is standing outside of the Marriage Wager. Oh, not the Marriage Wager, the Naiad's Bargain.
I'm gonna try to stealth my way out.
Okay, make a stealth check. As everyone is kind of gathering around Juri and giving him praise for the
I would have totally been a part of that and then backed off a little bit.
No, I catch your eye, Mar, and I'm like,
no, I'm stealthing away, goddammit.
All right, make a stealth check,
Don't touch my eye.
come
Do I
on,
get
Mar.
advantage because
I
it's
did
like
the sending
far and
for
it's
you.
really loud?
Yes.
Okay. Rogue. I mean, it's still good. It's a 17, but I mean, like
passive perception, Saurus and Abel and Kaimana. What are your passive perceptions?
Well, I was gonna say if it's still in
15.
the bar, you've got +10 for pass without trace.
Oh, because
Wait,
Kaimana just can't cast
27.
that constantly. Okay, good. So you
Damn.
do manage to escape without being seen. Escape. You slide outside and like leaning, like doing the anime lean against the wall.
Oh my
like
God.
1 foot up, kind of arms crossed,
so
like
cool.
looking out. Anzel kind of looks across to you. You've got to work better on your facial communication. I don't know what you're trying to say.
I wasn't really trying. What I was trying to do was just kind of be like a cool, like, hey, good to see you moment. And I think maybe I feel bad. I feel like a lot happened at the end of Feldspar. And I think like we were all going through a lot, and I know that you also went through a lot, and I didn't really check in with you about any of that, and I just feel like it was kind of a dick move on my part not to at least like just say hi. I don't know.
Oh, I did not pick up on any of that discomfort at all.
Great. I'll go. Just start to leave.
Well, I live nearby.
Oh,
Seal the deal.
How do you
Seal
think I
the
get?
deal.
How do you think I find the ticket takers in this area so quickly?
I honestly, I thought you were just really good at your job.
Well, I am also that.
I'm very aware. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go say goodbye to them, unite to them. Yes.
Oh, and so she kind of takes out a little parchment and she writes out directions.
Thanks.
Bring a bottle of whiskey if you can.
Will do.
And then she kind of saunters off. And it's directions that, like, you know this area well enough now.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
actually over near the inkwell where you got your tattoos. It's like a second floor,
sick.
a second floor
Yeah.
apartment on that same road. So yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. All right.
All right. So you head back
yeah.
inside the
I head
Naiad's
back
Bargain.
inside, and I try to rejoin the group like I never left.
Which you
Same.
successfully do with a 27 on your stealth. So, all right. So, Jordan and everyone else after the
Yep.
performance,
Yeah, I think we're all kind of like at the bar drinking a little bit, and I'll regard Tululah, and I'll be like, can I go ahead and cash in?
Oh, of course. Riches, of course, as all bards request.
Not really. I would like for you to, when the king's birthday is over, if you could teleport Naira to his family.
Oh.
He yeah.
Well, he has been working rather hard lately. I think he deserves a little bit of a vacation.
Yeah.
I will happily do so.
Thank you. He did a lot for me, so.
And you've done a lot for him. You should see his writing in the last week.
I bet it's really good.
He moved away from the trashy romance and is doing something quite beautiful now.
Couldn't be happier.
Well, hopefully, they say that people enter your life for a season and a reason. I hope that it's not just a season for you.
Juri's like super like bright purple and is like, me too, I guess.
And Tululah just to seal the deal then, and reaches out and lightly kisses you on the cheek. And you feel this energy kind of wash through, and the contract is complete.
Amazing. I'm gonna get shit-faced drunk now.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm gonna come up and be like, so what was the deal with the contract thing?
Like you make a deal and then you have to perform super well.
That's it?
But there are consequences if you don't perform good enough, Kaimana.
Like what?
I don't know. I've never seen anyone fail one. Right? I don't think I've ever seen anyone take like an actual legit deal and fail, maybe.
You've seen people not show up for a deal. Like, especially when you were in school. So like there was some like trashy boys who were like, I'm gonna go make a deal with Tululah. And then they just like got drunk and didn't show up. And it was really weird how they failed the next semester, or like they like broke their hand when they were like making some weird like. There were definite consequences to not failing that had impacts on their ability to continue to perform.
Ooh, I'll let you know.
Yeah, failing
in the cryptic, scary way.
Failing the deal for Juridan would have had
time to change classes.
Had negative impacts on their ability to perform as a bard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Train as a rogue after that.
It's okay. I can train you now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So does it have to be a song?
I don't think so. It's just like a entertaining performance, right? To my knowledge.
Yeah, usually comic, poetry reading, anything that you would see at an open mic night.
I'll let you know.
And Kaimana, you are nothing if not entertaining.
That's what I keep hearing. I feel like this is an easy deal to be made.
Well, just keep in mind our time frame now. I don't even know what time it is. Where are we? I'm like,
oh wow, you drank really fast. Meanwhile, Mara's trying to stealthily buy a bottle of whiskey from Nairoy in the bar in front of everyone with no one noticing.
All right, go make another stealth check.
Juri is not even trying to notice you. It's great.
The dice tell the story.
It's an 11, but that Sora's able.
It's actually, if we're adding 11 and then we're adding 10, I cannot. I mean, like, you know. But
oh yeah, so it's 21. So
21.
yeah, so I mean, you still might bypass literally everyone's passive perception. So
yeah, my passive perception is crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you do manage to stealthily sneak up to Nairoy, and he's like, a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, I can do a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, that's
yeah.
2 gold.
Great.
Yes, and he hands it across to you.
Just so, like, yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I don't know what you're. He rolled a 9. I don't.
No,
I don't
just
know.
like don't. No.
Are you okay? Is everything all right? What is
Don't-
is everyone like? The ticket takers are really struggling this evening.
It's that scene of McLovin from.
Nyroy, don't ever change. And I leave.
All right. Anybody else for the evening before?
I will on my way out because I've been rooming with Juri, right?
We have been,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop by your drunk ass.
Yeah. I'm like, Mar, and I hug you.
Hi, bud.
Hi.
Do you want me to help you get up to the room?
No,
or-
I'm good. I'm hanging
okay.
out.
I'm gonna head out, and I will see you in the morning. Bye.
Let me see. Can I roll? What do I roll to see if that makes sense to me?
Intelligence.
I'm gonna roll. So just a regular intelligence check,
Yeah.
right?
Would this be at disadvantage
With
from the
disadvantage,
alcohol?
I'm
I
drunk
can
as
tell the
fuck.
jury's drunk. So yeah.
I rolled a nat 1,
Okay.
and I go, "Yeah, Mar, I'll see you tomorrow." This
Yeah,
makes complete sense to me.
All right. I pat your head.
Okay, I hope you have a good night.
Yep. You too, bud.
All right.
Did you say Bolton defend me? That is so weird. Sick.
Right.
Yeah, I did see that.
All right, good night. Bye.
Bye.
No.
Anything-
Kaimana's going to get up on the stage and like start hula dancing and play his
There's a
ukulele.
follow-up act.
Oh, he'll wait. He'll wait.
But
No, wait.
as the night goes, like the final act of the evening goes, and there's still people here because the bar's going to stay open on a festival weekend until the last
Yeah.
patron leaves. But there is a moment where Kaimana gets up and starts performing. Go ahead and make a performance check, Kaimana. As you play the ukulele and hula at the same time.
I will
6.
accompany him on the piccolo.
Go ahead and make a performance check, Soros.
That's a 6. I am
6.
very much drunk by this point.
Performance +1, so that is a 19.
A 19. Well,
I
Soros
have not
is...
drunk as much as Kaimana has.
Soros sounds fantastic. Kaimana sounds drunk, but the audience loves it because they're also all drunk. So they're
Yeah.
vibing with you at the same time. There's a few people who are trying to like copy your dance moves and they're like, where's this dance from? This is a great dance. We should like teach this dance to people.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's so cool. We could call it, what was his name? What did he say his name was?
His name is
We
Kaimana.
call it the Kaimana.
Kaimana.
Kaimana
Yep.
surf.
All right. All right. Anybody else for the evening before you all bed?
I think I'll check in with Juri
Yeah.
Oh,
and just,
yeah.
just to see.
Jared has been keeping a little distance, like as the ticket takers have been having all of their familial bonding. He's just kind of been sitting back there nursing his wounds with a couple mini drinks.
Yeah. I think Abel would partake in the libations and just checking in on him. So you have your family's heirlooms back. What do you plan to do with them?
Well, I think the best course of action might be to get out of town for a little while.
Would be a good idea, yes.
This was the only reason I was working with the godmother, so I might head back home. Or I need to probably get out of. They'll know that I did this. Taking the rings drew too much attention to me.
Where's home for you?
Well, originally I'm from the Veltland, but after that, maybe leaving the country.
Well, might I suggest you spend some time in Nuevia. You know how beautiful it is. And if you are looking for a way station, Broadfield is beautiful this time of year. The Northwick buns are to die for.
I'll have to. I'm afraid I may not be able to make our date tomorrow.
Are you leaving tonight then?
Do you think it would be safe to stay a day?
I think that's a decision for you to make, but
If we'd made it out free and clear, perhaps, but
well,
I don't know. I think You've been in situations like this before. What would a ticket taker do?
Oh boy, don't ask that question.
The dumbest option possible.
A ticket taker may not. Well, I won't say that. We have strength in numbers with the ticket takers, so I will say that if you ever want to join an adventuring guild, we would be happy to have you. But I understand if you must leave for your safety.
It's probably not safe to go back home for the evening, so I might get a room here. Let's see how the winds are blowing tomorrow before we make a decision one way or the other.
That sounds like a good idea. In the meantime, I would drink up.
He raises his glass and then looks over at the bar. Are they nice rooms?
They are pretty nice, yes.
Wow. He makes his way over to the bar and gets a key from Nairoy.
I'm not hooking up with.
I'm not telling you to hook up with him. I'm just saying
No one would be judgmental.
Crumbs.
he's
Wow, you're gonna hook up with him? Wow.
He's leaving town, Abel.
Right. But and he
I'll go and hang out. Do you want some company for a while?
Sure, we could.
Don't want to spend your last night in town alone.
Yeah, take our drinks to a quiet place. Maybe show me some of your creations.
Some of your etchings, perhaps.
Draw me like your French girl.
Ronnie, what a line. Did you just say don't spend your last night in town alone? Oh
He
my
was, like,
god.
really fucking smooth.
He's so smooth. My character sucks. What the hell?
No.
Right.
No, every time you
not.
talk to Jaren, you drop at least one line that I'm like,
So smooth.
oh, okay.
All right.
So yeah, we'll hang out.
Okay.
At some point, I do want to read the letter that Alyria gave me like 2 sessions ago.
The letter Alyria gave you 2
She
seconds.
handed me like a parchment or something that was.
Oh, was it her printed thing?
No, she hasn't given that to you yet. Was it the? I thought she handed you the scroll of Revivify.
Oh, was that what it was? Oh,
And
never mind. I'm sorry.
It
We
had
did
the
this
note
before.
on it that said like you might need this in the future.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry.
All right. Anything else from the ticket takers for the evening?
I'm gonna get drunk as fuck and then go back to my room. I'm like, good night, Naira.
Is Marlo looking to have a conversation with Anzel?
No
So-
problem.
I'm good.
Marlo makes her way to the
Incredible.
thing, knocks
No,
on the
I
door.
might, maybe tomorrow, but I think tonight
Yeah.
it's no.
Anzel opens the door and is wearing not armor for the first time since you've ever seen her. And she lets you in, and that fades to whatever it fades to.
Kaimana falls asleep in the bath.
Kaimana falls
No, I'm not there to swaddle you and grab you and take you to bed.
Source gets him home
gets him
safely.
home. Good. All right.
Oh, that's never hurt me so much.
No.
I'm there for you.
Source does look around for Marlo to do it and then realizes that they're not there and just
Picks him up.
Yep.
he trusts Marlo.
All right.
So
Now, with the day coming to a close and the final morning arising before the full moon and the masquerade, is there anything that the ticket takers would like to accomplish before the masquerade ball?
I would like to go buy a where's my list?
It was a list.
Go buy a scroll of invisibility, some paper, some pencils, a small candle, and a thing of sealing wax.
Okay, so
Okay.
everything. Let me pull up invisibility. What level?
I've got a plan.
Second level spell scroll. Let me pull up second level spell scroll. Oh, that's the wrong document. Hold on one sec. Spell scroll second level. Okay, so the scroll of invisibility is 150 gold.
Okay.
And they'll throw in the other things that you want with the purchase of that, because that would be a total of like 3 silver for the rest of the stuff you're looking for.
Okay.
All right. Anything else anybody's looking to accomplish before the masquerade?
Oh no.
No, you first. We'll kill everybody else. Go.
I would like to, and this doesn't need to be a scene. I promised Lenaria, Miss Weaver, I would have tea with her, and I'm gonna go do that and not talk shop, not talk anything important, just try to be a friend to her.
Okay. And it's a short amount of time that she has available because of her official duties for the day.
No worries. I just made that promise and I want to come through on it.
Yeah, but it's a pleasant evening, and good. You see, like, there's a lot of tension in Lenaria, but just talking to you and not asking about what's happening in the Violet Conclave, her not having to talk about any of that stuff, you just watch as like the tension and stress in her body is slowly released over the course of the hour that she can give you for the day.
That was the goal.
And she just says, well, I look forward to seeing you this evening. Thank you for this, Mara.
So this is
coming dressed to be impressive.
I hope so.
Okay.
I think yeah. I leave.
All right. Abel, what were you saying?
So this is like the next day, like
anything you want to accomplish before we go to the masquerade?
Can I say that I invite Juri back to the New Avian
embassy?
Embassy, thank you. I was gonna say conclave, like that's not right. And I just want to tinker with the new whatchamacallit, in the safety of the embassy.
So you have attuned to the Everspark?
Yes. So like I want to identify it and get to know its ins and outs and all that it does.
Sounds good. Does Marlowe attune to the tiller?
Mm-hmm.
And
I put the subversion stone that I got from Yusef in the sword.
So it activates. So the moment you do that, it goes to its second level. So it is now at the same level as the Wave Dancer. You still have to you have to prestige one of them, but we'll get to that eventually.
I will, because this takes a different attunement slot.
So there was a moment, Mar, when you put the stone in, where you get a flash of a vision. A person lying dead on a battlefield, the tiller laying next to them on the ground, and then another hand reaches down, and you can see, like, as it kneels, it caresses the body of the fallen individual with the tiller, and you can see on their hip the Wave Dancer, and they pick up the tiller and put it on their other scabbard, and you just hear, "Brother, I will continue the fight." And then your vision comes back out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this takes a different, because it's not in its prestige form, it will take a separate attunement slot from the Wave Dancer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take off the locket that Amalia gave.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
You can leave it on. You just don't have to be attuned to it.
No, I'm going to take off the locket Amalia gave me.
So due to some technical difficulties, unfortunately, we lost some beautiful recording. So you eventually all gather. You go next to you go to Xenox's. You pick up your clothes. You all change for the clothing.
And Josh, do we need to drop off the documents today for?
Yes.
Because I was gonna use invisibility and just drop them off.
I was gonna do a pseudo dragon.
Yeah, the best bet would be a pseudo dragon. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'll pseudo dragon since Mara's doing stuff. And it seems like everyone else is doing stuff.
Are we doing the thing where it's one pseudo dragon to the press, one pseudo dragon to Thornton Braid?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, whatever we establish.
So
I'll pay the pseudo dragon. How much does it cost?
That's so cute. They have their own little union.
Yeah, they're showing guys.
2
silver to send. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's 4 for 2 separate pseudo dragons. And then you all gather your clothing, you change. Alora has sent a coach to pick you up. So you get in the coach outside Naiad's Bargain. It takes you to the front entrance of the palace, and then up through the gates, the sloping hills up onto the palace hill, and around the large looping entrance path where there's many other coaches and people getting out of them finely dressed and beautiful. And the ticket takers step out of the coach and as one march into the palace for the King's Masquerade Ball. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Yay, we're at the masquerade.
Did we
Josh,
send Jaren to the ship to just wait?
So Jaren, after the evening, he left in the morning. He said that he was going to reach out to you depending on how the winds were blowing. So he was going to kind of use his criminal ear to keep track of things. So you may or may not see Jaren this evening. Nairoy rode with you. Yeah.
Yay, Nairoy.
I sent the rats out this morning to gather the swarms of rats.
Okay.
And queue them up close to where the event was happening so that they could swarm out of the sewers and overrun the event.
Okay. Sounds fantastic.
And I'm thinking Kaimana can throw some giant wasps into this.
Sounds great. Right. But we'll pick up next time with the masquerade, and apologies for the technical difficulties, but it happens, unfortunately. But we will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.